this. Oh well. What was that? Okay, learn more. Oh, yeah. We've up, we've down, we've around, we've around. Okay, it's just... Okay, I think it's just a new piece of architecture that I don't quite understand. Community moderation, what are we doing? Live chat on. No message today. Anyone? Yep, close. Okay, that's weird. I'll work out what's going on later. Yep, well, congratulations, Phil. You've just destroyed all of your stats for the day. Good on you. Alright, so whilst we've done that, it must be something to do with my phone settings. Maybe Samsung's just really got the poops with me at the moment because they're like, huh, you weren't going to update your phone. I wanted you to update your phone. Don't you know you need to update your phone? Yes. I need you to update your life and not to dump me out of my own live stream. There we go. Oh, hello people. I think everything's working again, which is good. Hopefully this is about to happen. Let's have a look in the side parts of it. Come on, you know you want to. Just get that little piece off the top. Perhaps I need this over here too. Secondary light source. Trouble is at the moment the I call this the witching hour for Opal because there's this time when the light is failing in the evening and also your eyes are not adjusting to interior lighting, and so the interior lights are not doing that well. At about that time, it's very hard to see Opal. But guess what? Oh yeah, let's zoom in if you can see. Zoom in further. Yeah. Move that away. Now that we've got that. Let's see what we've got. See that? Yay! Bit of colour. More bit of colour. Excellent. So the plans come together. Nice little opal, or maybe J for Genus has arrived. Either way, all good. Ah, lovely little piece of red right in the middle. Woohoo! I love it when a plan comes together. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. That's the wrong one, isn't it? That's Indiana Jones, not 18. What was it? Dum dum ba dum bum bum. No, that's Police Academy. I'll get it eventually. Well, this is working out quite well. Look at that. Haha. This is my hunch opal. I'm starting to look at opal and go, I wonder if you do this, whether it's going to do a thing. And it does. Oh, right. Don't know how deep this colour bar goes for, so I've got to be careful not to overdo it. But at least there's at least 4 people who can confirm that I found some colour on this colourless opal. Look at that, yeah, look at you. Alright. And if you look at it on the side, yeah, there's plenty around. So that's a good result. So I'm just going to pop that into my jar of successes, I think. I'll leave it like this for the time being because I don't need to shape it this way. I just like to shape it because it saves me time at the end. Having said that, I'm already shaping it. So I suspected this opal was going to do this, and I literally, if you've ever seen Justin from Black Opal Direct, how he kind of carves off the sides and does a few little bits and bobs to the opals before he presents them to you, I did exactly that. Not that I'm going to do that all the time. But maybe it's just, I don't know, good juju to do that. Maybe it's got nothing to do with the opal. Maybe it's got everything to do. I don't know. With the ranting that I'm doing. Look at that. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just dot that. Where's my jar? There. Pink. Lovely. Alright, so now we're going to go and we're going to say that's the random opal. This one has actually, oh man, this has come from my top tier. Let's have a look what's in there. Definitely Lightning Ridge, cuts like butter. What a weird stone. What an amazingly weird stone. I'm going to just carefully take that sand off the top. Da 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 dum, dum dum dum. I knew I'd have it in my head. The A-Team theme. Dum ba dum bum, dum ba da da dum, dum ba dum bum, ba da dum bum bum. Bum bum ba da bum 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 ba dum. See? Got it. That was driving me mental. Theoretically, I probably could have called them for it because they said if you've got a problem that needs to be solved, give us a call. I'm going, what's your theme song? Surely that's an easy one. Maybe they do cheap rates for that. I love it when a song comes together. Was that guy from the Deep South? It's about the time that no Americans would actually be on, so probably lucky I did that at that time. We can sit there and we can go yo 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 and pretend we're actually doing really good authentic American accents, when in actual fact we're not. But we can keep ourselves filled for at least 24 hours or whenever they wake up. Will I be able to keep its shape? It's interesting because there's just a lot going on here. Oh, hello. We are looking at opal. Here is an opal. You're in Rocky. Rockhaven or... Yeah. So we better get our fake American accents out of the way before they wake up and then their heads explode. Honestly, well, it's not our group's fault. But man, I can remember the cartoons from the 90s when they had people who had authentic Australian accents. Man, that was awful. Even Dumb and Dumber, when Jim Carrey tried to do an Australian accent. Like, man. What did we ever do to you? Hello. My brother lives in Rockhead. I don't know why I just parroted what I just read, but you know, feel flattered, I suppose. Okay, so this is a nice opal, but it's got its issues. It'll, I don't think this is going to come good. What I'll do is I'll try and get this sand off. But I'm about to cast it asunder. Yeah, I think it's going to get cast asunder. I haven't yet turned an opal to powder on a live stream. It looks like I'm about to. Carve that bit off because it might even redeem itself, but this bit, nothing but sadness and disappointed and failed dreams. Alright. Brisbane. Oh yeah. Been watching the opal mining shows. They do make it a bit more dramatic than it is. Will they make their money today? Dum dum. Dum dum. Will I do this one? We'll just have a quick look up underneath the skin. If there's nothing there, we're just going to move on. Oh, that's kind of nice, but also inconvenient. This is all the awkward sand which I'm getting rid of, and the reason that's shell opal for sure. The reason why I'm getting rid of that sand is that, well, you can't have it. And the other thing is I'm pretty certain that the precious opal happens underneath the sand. Yeah, well, I don't think you need to go that far, mate, because pretty much everywhere you go, there's probably a gem sitting in the ground somewhere. Should get a gem tested before you get out there. Probably make life a bit easier for you. So I've had my hand at prospecting, and you know, I've got a soil science background and all that hoo-ha, and still it doesn't make it that much easier. I have a lot of great memories of Brisbane. I was there during a cyclone once. I spent the vast majority of my life in New South Wales. But every holiday I had up until I was, I don't know, maybe even 14 or 15 was pretty much in Queensland. Look, Australia is so unexplored, it's not funny. Like, as far as, like, think about the, oh, that's, that blade is starting to die, by the way. If you have a look, you know, Glasshouse Mountains. Now, I'm going to say something that may or may not resonate with you, but there's a rock that I call Gorilla Mountain in the Glasshouse Mountains. Yeah. So, my question is, do you know what I mean? Are you saying that to me? So you know what Gorilla Mountain is? Good. I think we're on the same page. Yeah, well that's where yeah. Well that's where old Steve Irwin was for a while. And one of my we'll call it one of my relatives, a great bloke. His name was Ron, and because I've been reading Terry Pratchett at the time, and he was a bit of a rough diamond, is what you'd call him. He's a great bloke, but very rough. I used to call him Foul Old Ron. Now, it was just a name that was on one of the books I've been reading. Yeah. I think we understand it, because, like, yeah, because in the official maps or whatever else, they never call it Gorilla Mountain or something. But it just, like, you're going past on the highway, and it just looks like one. It looks pretty much like it's a set for King Kong or something. Yeah, if you go out there, there's a lot of banana plantations. Apparently the illegal crop that's of, yeah, it does. Totally. Yeah, apparently the crop of choice out there is actually tobacco. Everyone has a great time just growing it and trading it amongst themselves. I don't smoke, by the way. I just know that's what they do. I've got a degree in agriculture, so you kind of... And tobacco plants you can actually spot from orbit as well, so the people out there, I don't think they know what a satellite is, so they're just they're blissfully unaware that, you know, anyone can watch their operation. Yeah, so that Ron bloke, he actually was friends with Steve Irwin, and apparently when we were going up there, he was trying to get me onto Stephen's boat. There's my brush with fame. Didn't get on the boat, by the way. Ron died a few years ago, so I can't ask him what he really wanted to do. We can only speculate, but I think that's what he was trying to do. Chop chop. He knows the words. I have no idea what you're talking about, mate. Honestly, what's this chop chop we're talking about here? Obviously, stir fry for tonight. You chop it all up, and then you cook it with some nice soy sauce, and everyone's happy. That's what it means. I'm pretty certain. You know what, I'm not going to continue with this one because it's too boring. I will get something out of it, but we've got much more interesting stones. So we'll just do this one here. I've only got so much blade left in my blade, in my Dremel. It's not a Dremel, it's a rotary tool made by Bosch, I think. Okay, so that's what we're talking about. Look at all that. Yeah. Let's give this opal a bit of a chop chop. And there we go. So what I might have to do, there's an old adage, if you're thinking, should I be cutting this stone, should I be slicing it? The answer is yes, because you end up just carving it away to nothing if you don't. If you slice it, you end up with 2 stones. If you don't, you end up with 1 stone about the size of the smallest slice that you would have done it ordinarily. I'll pick that up later, retrieve it. But I think things are going alright. Now I noticed it's at an angle, I probably should actually pay attention to that. So it's pretty low down here. Well, come on. Do what it's doing. Yeah, there you go. Look at that. Okay, so yeah, let's have a look at this angle here. Yeah, that other stone was a bit rubbish. So let's... My fingers, you mean these fingers? I don't know. Just live a charmed life, I suppose. Okay, basically it will cut hard objects like rock and stuff, won't cut you. Oh, it will if you're really dedicated. You do something really dumb. Yeah, something like that. Plot armor, I reckon, because like I'm making the video. Okay, so what I've got to do is I've got to face it. So if you have a look here, let's go and show you that bit again. You can see how there's... you can see that there's an angle basically. Let's have a look at the other side. That angle's still there. So on the bottom part, there's nothing of worth. On the top part is where the worth is. And what I've got to do is I've got to kind of angle the cut so that that becomes straight. So that's a bit challenging, but we'll give it a go. How's that going? Not bad. Now to make matters worse, I've got to straighten out that part there, the bottom bit there, so... Yeah, it's everything. And the other thing is that what you're seeing is different to what I'm seeing. If it goes too high, it'll clip the camera. So there's your green. And yeah, that actually is a genuine green. It'll clip the camera if it's too much. Hello, Gilly. How you doing? You came in at the interesting bit because the rest of it was rather boring. Okay, here we go. I was just having some fun, just getting some opals done, and all sorts of issues arose. So I had to even restart the stream, and then I started doing some opals, and none of them were working. Then I picked up this one, and it's been all uphill from there, or downhill. There was a hill involved, Gorilla Mountain. Okay, let's go and. So what I've got to do is I've got to try and face this now. I've got to figure out, got to face the truth. You can't handle the truth. Are the Americans awake yet? Yeah, I've set it up so that it drips hard. Hang on, I'm just getting rid of that. That it drips hard, but it also doesn't splash on me or anything else that's important. So that's the way I like it. That's the way, I like it. Yeah, I did a bit of a clean up of the birdcage area first before I started. For people who like opals, I'm sure that was a riveting view. But this channel does all of the things, so I've got a kind of 50-50. I don't have to, but I like to, because I'm obsessed with birds as well as opals. And fossils and other things. I wonder if I've got that here. No, I don't. Let's have a look. Sorry, let's have a look. What I'll do is I'll very gently just tidy up the edges now, and I'm pretty much leaving that because I think it's good enough to dot, and I think if I do any more I'm probably just going to make a smaller stone rather than a better one. And remember, there is the bit that I cut off around somewhere too. You can see this guy's sitting at around about a carat, I would say. So that would put it in the $100 to $200 range, maybe even $500, depending on whether people go nuts over the colour. It's a bit clear, but it's a jelly, but it's a black, so pretty weird, actually. So this could go anywhere, literally anywhere, price-wise, but we'll call it 200 bucks. That's a good conservative estimate. I mean, it could go lower, don't get me wrong. But I'm not going to say lower than that, because my stone, my channel. Do you have a flag? Okay, there we go. Little ammonite. So I've got some belemnite sitting around here somewhere. Actually, in my tray of fossil, of the opal, I actually pick up a lot of fossilised material. Let me see. No, that's my curiosities. Here's my fossils. So this is stuff from, this is the material from Coober Pedy, for example. There's some shell fossil there. And there's this thing here, which is rather interesting. Possibly, yeah, possibly shell fossil, but I'm wondering if that's bone. And I've got another. Oh, it's in the car at the moment, so I can't show it to you. But I was just curious. Oh, you said ammonite, didn't you? This is a relative of an ammonite. It's a belemnite. If you get them complete, that one. I might get the other one from the car because I actually want to donate it before I cut it. Because it's a big piece of bone as well. you know, as in plesiosaur hip size. Yeah, so this is a belemnite, and you can tell basically because it's a, well, think calamari really. Basically it comes to a point, so it comes out here and it comes to a sharp point, and that's just basically part of the interior flotation device as you would expect of an ammonite. So I'll leave that there for you to examine. Also, that groove is important, just along there. Let's see if there's anything else interesting, because there's a tiny little snail shell somewhere. I don't know where I put it. But every time I pick up a fragment and I don't know what it is, and I suspect it's a fossil, I just bring it. For example, this is, I think, shell opal, but you can't quite tell. The only reason I think it is because of this part here, which looks like the pivot, and the fact that it curves like that. So, yeah, here's that shell again. And what I've been doing is, in my tubipedia material, this is what I think is bone 2 over here. But I could be wrong about that one. That could just be a random accumulation. But you see that's probably the hard bit, and it's starting to go into the spongiform here. But like, you don't know what that's the bone of. And here is another. This is obviously a mussel. You can see that. Just the tip of the mussel. And I'm pretty certain that this piece, yeah, I'm yet to get a yabby button. I think that this comes together like that somehow. I don't quite know how. I haven't really put a lot of effort into it. But I'm pretty certain those two go together. Once again, we've got another situation. Have a look at this. I don't think that's random. And I've done a lot of mucking around in Newcastle, and potentially, I'm hoping it's not actually, but potentially that looks like the stem of a plant root that's been cut that way. But also, if you look at this, that's more spongiform. So that's interesting. I'll leave them there for you to look at. I might bring the other bone in. This, I think, is shell opal as well. And on the other side, I think will be precious opal. You can even see it just there. I try not to cut it if it's shell material or if it's fossilized material. But man, it's hard. It's so hard because like it's just sitting there and looking nice and cuttable. And it's sparkling and stuff. It's not fair. Anyway. Where was I up to? I was putting this one away. This one is going to go away because I've even cut it down to about a carat or maybe even under now. So we'll leave that. I'm putting that into my jar to dop them for later. If you're wondering what dopping is, seeing there's a few people who might not know, when you get your opal, you stick it on the end of a stick and then you can control it a little bit better. That's called dopping. Let me see if I can find one. I'll give you a demonstration of the dopping process. Well, not the process itself, but the cutting process when you dop an opal. Don't even know what this is. We'll find out soon enough. This looks like a pretty rubbish opal here. But I'll show you what happens. Probably the best thing to practice on. Sometimes you just cut an opal and forget that you cut it. I think this is one I wanted to forget I cut. Let's have a look. Okay. There might be something here. Let me just carve that like that. And carve that like that. Are we bashing our head against a brick wall? Yes, we are. Okay, so I haven't taken that off. No good. We've got dozens here that I could try, but we'll go back onto the other opals. Let's have a look at this one. Oh, that's the other one. Alright, so we did that one. Let's do this one now. Now, please don't judge me. I'm pretty certain this is shell opal as well. But look at the colours. And if it's shell opal, that's okay. If it's a plesiosaur, not okay. If it's a belemnite and you manage to get a nice complete belemnite out of it, that's okay. If it's a belemnite and you shatter it into pieces smaller than this, not okay. It's all very algorithmic. Oh yeah, the opal guy. Great bloke. Subscribe to his channel if you're feeling kindly towards him. If I'm more kindly towards him, what I'll do is I'll subscribe to his channel, and then when his stuff goes on at night, I'll just turn it on my main computer, then go to bed and leave it running. Yeah, I think one of the things is because I've started to do, you know, create a... Oh my goodness! Alright, this is not a good advertisement for, you know, preserving shell opal, I can guarantee you this. So a massive flash of red came through. Now the thing about it is, however, that there is this little imperfection. You can get away with it if it is on the reverse side, but not if it's on the colour side. So I might have to just, I'll straighten this out, that'll help deal with it a bit, because it had to be straight anyway, so you're not doing anything you didn't have to do. And what I'll also do is I'll just, let me see, okay, I'm going to carve from the other side, just because I think there's a crack here. If there's a crack here, we're just going to cut along the crack. I don't know what you're seeing, but this is just absolutely screaming at me. It's so colourful. May as well expose the colour, because we're just trying to expose the crack as well. You can see that. I think there is... Yeah, I'm going to have to just cut it that way. Should I, or should I... How do I do this? I'll just cut it straight across. Alright, it'll be a longer than usual cab. Because I've got this Dremel set up like this, I have the versatility... I'll put that down. I have the versatility that some people don't have, which is I can slice the opal as I go. Usually it's a much more involving decision, and when I had other flat lap setups it was a nuisance. I think that's one of the major advantages of having it set up this way. Okay, this is just cactus, that bit. I'm glad I got rid of it. Here we go. A little blue. It's an amazing amount of blue. Yeah, I agree with you. It's like unbelievable. I had to cut the red bit off though, so that's a bit annoying. Okay, so here's an interesting part, that black opal is starting to pop through, which is why it's screaming these colours. Come on, you can do this. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this bit's not much chop chop, but this bit's okay. Okay, what to do with that bit? I think we're just going to have to admit defeat on that part and just cut it off before it becomes an issue. And there's white opal going all the way through to here, so maybe keep a hold of the black opal. I don't know. I'll cut it a little bit generously and then regret my decision forever after. How about that? Sounds like a plan. That. Hundreds of dollars worth of opal. Right. This channel we professionally deal with opal in a sensitive way. Our highest quality professionals cut the opal with a huge standard of care. Okay. So after promising all sorts of things, it becomes a beautifully garnished cack sandwich. Okay, so... yeah, well, it deserved it. Let's cut from the other side and see what we get. Sometimes you get the bear, sometimes the bear gets you. That's the way it goes. Here at Dr. Phil's Opal, we lovingly craft our opal, and when it goes wrong we consign it to hell. Okay, we'll probably have to double it. I've rescued it. It's not a bad little piece of opal. It's just a bit too thin, that's all. Bit annoying. But we'll put it down. Once we put it on the black surface, it'll look great. That's what the black's there for. See that? Beautiful. So, let's see. Have we got a piece of black sitting around? No? Oh, yeah, we do. So, there we are. Nice little piece of black. So, double-edging material. Here we come. There we go. Just wet it a bit so that the interface is there. Not bad. It's a legit opal, it's just a bit annoying, that's all. Let's have a look at the bit we cut off. This is now 5 times bigger than the other piece that's left. I don't think that's going to do anything particularly amazing, so I think we're going to bail on that one. Okay, so what have we got here? That's nothing. That's nothing. That's fossils. Let's not cut our fossils. Move you over there. I'll bring in another one if I've got the time. But what's that one? I think this is another. Is that another good one? Yeah, it is. That's another one. And this is a tiny little piece of good opal. Let's just quickly shine that up. That'll be nice. I like doing the small ones. They're quite a detailed job sometimes, and I mean they're not worth anything, like $20 or so, maybe. Unless of course you stick them in an earring. But you know, nice bit of fun because most people don't do them. That's not going to do anything though. Off you go. Now let's have a look at this bit. Quite frankly, this looks like shell opal as well, but ignore that. I'm pretty certain it's wood opal actually. It's just got that wood opal feel. Yeah, I know, insert dirty joke there. Look, it's already called a rub, alright? Okay, here we go. Haha, insert. Right, moving on. And, oh, what the? Okay, that just fell apart. And that's probably because we were all making all of those jokes, and the universe is going, listen, you're being immature. Snap the opal on me. Oh no, take him to the GP, the wood is broken. I'm done with that bit. We're done. Whatever's. Okay, so for whatever reason, this is a second string opal. So I've got it from my second tier material. So I'm going to have a quick look and see where the colour actually is. Because I haven't... Okay, let's zoom in. Move that away. Just so the colour bar is here. You've just got to be a little bit cautious about what we do. I'm trying to move the light around so that you can see it properly. I know where it is, but you're going to have to see it. So we can, it's starting to make itself known. Come on, you can do this. You can do this. You can do this. You can do this. Come on, you can do it. You can see roughly where it is. Oh, there we are. Did you see that? Okay. Premature reflection. Okay. So, here we go. It was going so well up until that point. And I just threw all my DOP sticks on the floor as well. Have fun trying to make that into a joke. Now, let me see. Alright, I'll tell you where the bar is, because it's not playing ball. Just stop. I can't do other things other than, you know, explain what's going on. Yeah, okay, so I stopped to read what was going on. So if we have a look here, there's a colour bar that's going along here. Now the question, of course, is that going vertically or horizontally or diagonally? I don't know. What I did see whilst we were doing a lot of stuff was I saw a bit of red just there. Is that a crack or not? I don't know. Crack, hee hee. I can see another colour bar. I can see there. Okay, did you see that? Let's see if we can get that. There it is. There it is. See that? Okay. We've got ourselves some red there. So we know there's something going along on the face here, and we know that it probably arcs back. Let's see if we can see what it does here. Yep, red. That's the money colour too. I'm just trying to see if I can spot it, because I did spot it before. Try and spot it on this one. I'm moving the light source around and the opal around to try and get it. This is why it's the second string, because it's really hard to spot, but it's not necessarily bad opal, it's just faced incorrectly, so it might pop out the moment you get it done right, or it'll disappear, one of the two. Alright, so it's not helping us out at all, so I'm going to have to do my best guess. Oh, hang on. Okay. See if we can get this working. It'll happen. Come on, you can do this. It's this side nearest my finger. That's the issue. Because I can see it. I can literally see it. I'll move it over to here. No, I can't move it over to here. Stupid camera zoom. Okay, so let's see. Move this down. If it goes down, what happens? I'm sure we are only just a midge away from spotting it. I have to tell you what happens rather than like a cold day at Hyde Park where the flashes are describing themselves. Right. Yeah, so basically there's a line of red going along there. So I'm going to carve that. And the thought occurred to me it'd be well worth my while just taking the skin off the top as well. And I'll also carve this at an angle. Just so you know, this will be the last one because this blade's about to die. If the blade dies now, we'll just quit and I'll show you the birds. Not the middle finger, the birds, the cockatoos. And we'll be done. So what I'm doing is I'm carving at a different angle because facing is all about the angle. So I'll carve at this angle too. Then I'll carve at this angle. Hopefully one of these angles is going to get us a result. I also accidentally bought a blade which was smaller than what we're supposed to have. I know, it's not the size of the blade, yada yada yada. There it is, okay, so, did you see that? Probably not. So, if I go like that, maybe if I do that, will you see? Yes, you got a bit of it, you just got, okay, it's red to me, but you're going to see it as a, like, whitish green. Yeah, it's not going to last much longer, so hang on. I'm just going to try and get it because it's pretty simple for me to see it now, so I think that maybe I'll just keep going here and we'll get it. I'm still setting the angles because I still don't know quite what we've got to deal with. It's wasteful of opal, but if you end up figuring out which way to face the opal, you really do get rewarded in spades. Okay, there we go. Hello. This is there it is. Can you see it now, guys? There it is, finally. Finally. And those are the true colours. Just a little bit dull. So, let me just try and get that to be a little bit more pronounced. Once we've got that side sorted, we then go on to another side and see if we can get that out. So we're going down that way, so what does that mean? So it's going like that, so it goes down like that. I think, what means this? Let's see. What does that do? Sort of. Hello, my catfishing friend. Then I have to possibly go that way. Let's do that, what do we get? Okay, right. It starts to face the more oblique the angle. Do you see that there? There it is. So what I've got to do is I've got to let's see if we can get that to face that way. How's that? That does work. Right, so that was worth doing. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to literally come in from the top here. Let's see what we get. Oh, far out. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. So much to think about whilst I was doing this opal, so entertaining and camera angles were not high on my priority list. I am so sorry. Okay, here we go. There's another piece that's just come up here. Let's see what happens. Come in, spinner. What has this second tier opal got installed for us? My theory is that most opal is actually the same. Whether it's top tier, second tier, third tier, whatever, is all dependent on the angle in which you're seeing it. And if you face it incorrectly, it's going to be a rubbish opal. Trouble is, I don't know exactly where the colour bar is because it's so hard to spot. So I have to sit there and just gradually take the opal down. I might, just for convenience sake, straighten things out a bit, because that means that the small blade can handle it a bit better too. What I might do is I'll take the skin off the either side, because if it's facing from this side, right, then it might also face from this side. So I think we all are, mate. So what you do is you hope for the best, plan for the worst with opal all the time, because see that's a piece of opal that just flung off, and there is, because the blade is starting to misbehave a bit, there's a good chance that through no fault of my own, this opal is going to disintegrate. That's okay, we can lick our wounds and come back another day, it's alright. But as a matter of fact, as far as YouTube's concerned, it's probably be more entertaining to have a opal explode on live television. Sorry about the view here. I will fire the director. I had to do a two-handed approach and there was no other way of doing it. I'll show you the setup. I've worked it so that you should be able to see most stuff when we're doing this opal thing. But sometimes I just have to get my hands in there. Especially with this smaller blade. I will get a larger blade. Note that it's a tiny, tiny blade, and yet I am able to actually process quite a large stone. Kurapiti, yeah. Will you tell the story? Well, I'll wait for you to tell your next bit, and then I'll tell other bits. We'll see if we're told the same stories. will I have to fill the space? Underground town, yeah. Quite good climatically too. Now, allegedly, and I've been looking this up and trying to confirm, apparently the local language, Cooper Meedy, means white man down a hole. Yeah, and sometimes they find a scene in their living room and they try and get the opal out, and they now have a sunroom or something. That was a really poor choice of words, sunroom. Hang on for a second. Let's have a quick look at something. That was my bird brain. Okay, so I don't use an opal torch, guys. I use a laser. This is a red laser because I was trying to be fast. Normally I use a different colour, but you know, we're just gonna go with what we got. Okay. Okay, so there's an imperfection there. There's an imperfection there. Those are okay. Now those look all surface imperfections to me. Crack there. Rightio. So that piece is going to fly off. There's probably not much I can do about it. So no biggie. Let's have a look here. So that piece of stuff on the skin, it's only skin deep. That's fine. We've got another piece of deep material just in here, which may cause us problems, but probably won't, because it's right near that crack. So I'm anticipating that this area here is going to be... Yeah, it's a laser. I'm anticipating this piece here is a lost cause, but the rest of it may well be good. I'm going to cut off that piece now, because I'm trying to use a small blade at the moment. Yeah, well, I've come from a GIS analysis background. That's why I know what they were growing over in the Glasshouse Mountains. Right, let's have a look now. Issue dealt with. That's fine. Still got a bit of imperfection and cracking to deal with there. Still a crack there. Rightio. Just this is the most dangerous part of it, because I'm rubbing the crack the wrong way, basically. That sounds really, really dirty, doesn't it? So I'm rubbing it the wrong way, and that means that there's a good chance that a piece will nap off. As a matter of fact, I think a piece just did. Yeah, so I'm a GIS analyst by education. Dr. Phil is not just a witty little name. I've got a PhD in soil science. And I was regularly called to use my skills as a GIS analyst to look at issues with the ground and stuff like that. And I've been using it recently as well, on and off, helping out with various issues with the terrain in Ukraine as well. Mostly civilian, but I'm not against helping a country defend their own land. But it's only a very, very ad hoc and volunteer basis that I'm doing my stuff. But at any rate, from all of that, what I do know is that people use opal torches all the time, and that's all well and good. But for a start, when you use a light bulb, you scatter the light. So you don't know where the photons are coming from. If you use a laser, the photons are going to go relatively straight. When they hit something, then they scatter. So that means that basically the obstruction becomes the source of light. Or something very close to. So that's a far superior way to do it. Secondary to that, it's one colour and one colour only. And basically, like your hand or whatever else, it does not just respond to all colours the same way. So if you throw in different wavelengths and get different responses, you can actually get an idea of different properties of your hand. If you're going to measure your pulse, for example, they'd be shining a green light at your hand because that's the best way to highlight the blood flow. So I've been experimenting with different coloured lasers, and I'm putting a little rig together which will just essentially map out the response of the opal to various chunks of laser light at various points, and see if I can actually map out the interior of the opal before I get to cutting it. Now, just so that you know, we're doing this the slow and patient way, and that's because there's some nice opal underneath here. I'm certainly hoping that the blade is going to last the distance, but I think it's about to throw itself off the collet, or whatever you call it. Basically, the chop's going to stop. There goes some more material that I did not want to go. Crack there. That's a new one. Thanks to my gentle tutelage. Okay, we're up to, let's have a look. Can see that there's actually, there, can see that? We're getting the colour. Here we go. J for Genius has entered the room. Yeah, we're very, basically, Jay, I am very, very slowly getting in there. I'm approaching it with great patience. I'm a bit embarrassed now. I suppose you were watching us being a little bit naughty. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Thank you for that endorsement. That's so great of you. Alright, here's a test. We're going to be getting to the... I can see some of the colours showing through. How much is the question? Have we gone all this way just to get a little bit of a flash, or have we gone all this way to get something that's going to absolutely blow us away? That's a question I simply cannot answer until we get to the colour. You can see some colour there. You can see it's sort of just starting to wink in and out of existence now. Still a crack there. We'll deal with that when we get to it. At the moment, all I'm interested in is getting that colour out. Now I'm faceting just in case. So we've got different angles to try and really bring that colour bar out. Come on, you good thing. Come on, you can do this. So what have we got? Cool. Got some very light colour just starting to show through right here. Actually, you can see how it's starting to just pop out everywhere. I think we've got a winner, guys. Let's just see how it goes. Can you see that? It's just starting to glimmer. Look at that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to very carefully just work around the edges. So now, because I saw that glimmer, I'm now starting to look at the rest of the stone. I'm starting to go, well, what do we want to do with it? Because if worst comes to worst, what I can do is I can get the rest of that colour to come out on the other wheels. I've got these sandpaper wheels I can use. So I'm just starting to smooth off those edges. What that will also help to do is to stop any further cracking from occurring. At the moment we've got nothing but round edges, the Cooper Petey's got nowhere to go. It has to stay on. Okay, it's glinting at me now. It really is showing me a lot of colour. I'm glad that you guys were here on this journey, to be honest. Not just because of the ego stuff, but like, sometimes I'm sitting here cutting an opal on my own, and I'm going, I wonder if people realise the kind of, like, journey that sometimes these opals go through. When you're starting off with nothing and a hunch, basically. And you're going, I reckon there's colour underneath this bit here, but I have no way to prove it unless I just cut it. And you're sitting there going, there should be an orchestra behind me going, dump, dump, will he cut the stone? You know, all that sort of stuff. And it's not ego stuff, well, it is ego stuff, let's be honest, but it's more than that. It's like, there's just the drama, and it's enjoyable for me. And I've just been able to share that drama with you guys, which is kind of cool. Okay, there we go. You've got to be careful, because it's starting to still cause issues. But you can see, hopefully anyway, that this opal is really starting to pop out, come right out of its shell. Okay, have a look at what's going on now. See if that helps it out. You can see how there's all sorts of colour that's just all of a sudden starting to materialise. And this is an absolute whopper. Like this is 10 carats. So at the moment the colour's not enough to make it worth anything. Well, it'll be worth a bit, maybe 100, 200 bucks. But if that colour comes out any more clearly and it's still that size, we're in the thousands. We've got a lot of dramas going on here because this blade has to survive as well. So let's just carve you in a bit. So now what I'm doing is I'm now thinking what is the most, how do I put this, the wankiest shape really, the one that will be most pretentious. Oh yeah, the bad one, yeah. That one, the one that's glinting away, that looks like it would not have been anything unless you put a lot of effort into it. Yes, that one. Oh yes, it looks very good on my corget. This is the back, not the front, by the way. The back is just as important as the front. Also, the back is starting to shine like the front, but there's a crack going through. Okay, so here's the drama. Dump. Okay, so there's a crack going right along there. Now, it might resolve itself. It might end up cracking. I don't mind. What that means at this point is 2 stones. So I'm not concerning myself just yet. I'm just going to keep going as if nothing's going on. But the other thing is, I'm just a bit mindful of that as I'm shaping the stone, because I might have to shape it again, and that'll waste material. And now, because if we start getting a good stone, then we start worrying about what its weight is, and we will be selling it by the carat. The carat being 1/5 of a gram. So at the moment, this is between 1 and 2 grams, somewhere around there. So between 10 and 20 carats. And it's an exponential scale too. The bigger the stone, the much more expensive it is. I'm gonna crack the laser out again and see what that crack is doing, because that is going to be a real big part of my decision making now. Going to give one last hurrah, see if I can get it out with this. Then I'm going to laser it again and see what we've got. Okay, I've got to just get that defect that I made out of it, because that'll show up on the laser and it'll make the crack look worse than it actually is if it's there at all. So I don't want to cut the stone unnecessarily. It looks like it's resolving itself. I could be wrong, but it looks like it's coming out. I'll still laser it, but I'm just going to give it a few more swipes with the Vorpal blade. Snicker snack. Or maybe not. Okay, let's have a look. As a matter of fact, there's another crack showing up. So, where's our lazy out? Oh, that's looking pretty... Okay, yeah, that's looking very terminal, to be honest. Yeah, it's literally casting a shadow. So, yeah, we have to cut it. That's okay. Listen, this is the reason why they're worth the big bucks, because it's very hard to get a perfect opal. That's also why you just get involved with you just make sure you know what you're doing before you start making the stone shape, or else you're going to waste a lot of effort and material. And this blade's getting worse and worse, so I'm just trying to nurse the blade as we go, because it's going to cause more disruption to the opal as we go. Well done, blade, well done. Okay, so what it finally did was it actually, it split along the line of the crack at the end. Yeah, okay, so, sorry, I just read positive energy and I'm like, oh, it was a bit draining just doing that last bit, because it was very, very stressful for me. And normally I'm not all that stressed. Very happy-go-lucky kind of guy. What I'm going to do now is, now I've done that, I'm suspecting that the quality of the blade had something to do with why that happened. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to make a few minor alterations to the stone. Then I'm going to flatten out the back. Flattening out the back means that I can then attach some wax to it and a stick, and then I can go and use some gentler means to do the rest of the stone. I think that's the best way to do it. If we want to have $1,000 stone, we've got to make sure we've got the best equipment for the job. So once I've done that, I think we're going to shut the machine down, and I'm going to introduce you to the birds, if you haven't already seen them. So very gently, let's see what this does. Hopefully nothing. Still a little bit of residual cracking that's coming off there. Nothing to worry about, but certainly something to keep in the back of your mind as far as what to do with the blade. And what's going through my mind is that the more I cut on this thing, the more shaping I do, the more material I take away to get to the opal, etc, etc. That saves time. Not like they say time is money. I've got a job, I've got a day job in the justice system, and so I can't just waste all my time on the opal. But at the same time, if you are too flippant with the opal, it's going to punish you big time. A lot of the time people say the shape of the opal, for example, is the shape that it wants. And you saw how I had to ask very gentle questions to get to the colour bar. So, you know, there's all of this to worry about. And I'm noticing that I'm very nearly at the cab point. And I've also noticed that I've accidentally cut through the colour bar here. So, what I can do is just gently point this up. If that bit flies off, it's not going to be a big deal, because I don't think there's colour there. I could be wrong. It was wrong once before. But the thing is that we can just get it. Just get it in. There we go. There we go. Oh, beautiful. Okay. Just making the sides a bit more vertical That will save us time because we want to have a nice dome. I'm not one of these people who goes for massive domes, but you want to have a professional look, and with a professional look comes a certain type of shape. Okay. Don't worry, everything's okay. I'll give it a quick just this way, but I think that's the blade's way of saying that maybe you've pushed your luck a bit too far. So I'll just very quickly get this done, and then we'll shut this thing down, and the next time you see it, it will have a new blade on it, and maybe a little bit of maintenance on the collet. Because I cut it from that point, it's got a new middle, so I've got to be careful with that too. Right, that's coming in. Good. Some nice precious opal's going to have to go there. That's all right. What I'm seeing there now is a slight dark patch, which tells me that that's evidence of something called a kernel. I'll explain that another time. But basically, it's a good little hidden bit of opal that you would not have ordinarily seen, except for the fact that, you know, light hit it funny way during a particularly bright day. And I thought, oh, that's interesting. A lot of thin threads came together to make this opal work. And guess what? It could shatter into powder in the next 5 seconds. Imagine all that work for nothing. Next time you buy an opal for $1 million billion, that's why. Okay, come on. Just get that in, get it 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 in. Okay, starting to get there. I think what I can do now is just relax a little bit, only a little bit. Get that in there, like so. Here we go. Now I don't have to do all of the shaping now. It just looks a bit wonky, and it's offending my senses. That's my cue. we're not gonna test it any further than that. All right, turning that off. Okay, so water off. Yeah, we don't want to spend too much time. Let's go inside now. Previously on this channel, I must have really zoomed in. There we go. All right. Hello, Loki. You feeling a lot more comfortable? I can see that you did not destroy your bedding. In case you're interested, I'll just zoom in on Loki. Oh, wow. That's a bit of a zoom in. You can see that the feathers are almost covering her beak. That's what we call the birdie beard. That's a sign that the bird is very, very comfortable. Hello, Loki. Okay. Yeah, I know, Max. You can come out again. It's all right. Previously, I took Max out, and then I told him to go back in, and he was pretty filthy on me. Now, sometimes when you know your own animals, you know when they're angry. Max was angry. Actually, it's pretty easy to see when Max is angry. I'll give you a demonstration. Hey, Max. I've only just done his cage, like at the start of the stream. What have you done? All right, say hello, Max. You can see his feathers pinned back. There's no birdie beard. There's all of the things. That is Angry Bird. Oh, you want to scratch though? Yeah, come on. You can come out if you want to. My father did this. It stops them from chewing. Oh, I'll show you what happens if you don't. That's what happens if you don't. Okay, come on. Do you want to scratch? This one is quite an abused bird, so it's a brave person who puts a finger near him. But we've gradually worked our relationship up from 0 to something that mirrors trust. He still is not exactly happy with everything I do, but he's mostly okay with it. He kind of gets the general idea that I've got his welfare in heart. But sometimes when you're trying to get him to do things, he has his own ideas. Come on, out you get. I want you to go for a fly. You haven't flown today. Oh, now you decide to... Oh, you're hungry, are you? All right. He's just giving me subtle signals. There you go. Is that better? Or do you want the stick? Well, I don't know what he wants. Here's another of our rescues. This is Pony, the pigeon. Yeah, come here. My girlfriend found this one, and she was half dead, basically. And because she's a Damascus pigeon, I cannot just release her back into the wild because she's not native. So we're stuck with her. Never thought I'd own a pigeon. Hello, Max. He decided to come out. I think he's still a bit nervous of... That was Loki going, hello, Max. So there. Listen, Max, I want you to go for a fly. Or are you just going to try and... It never works. I know. Listen, I've done this too. I've tried to get the ladies' attention. Sometimes, you just got to be a little bit patient. He's just sitting there going, oh no, I'm not stalking the girl at all. I'm just eating this piece of timber that's just over here. It's very edible. That's what I'm doing. Definitely not eyeing off the chick. Loki, she's gone. He's eyeing off the chick. Come here. It's all right. All right. There you go. Okay, flipping around. So that's me, and that's the bird now. This one was a suspected beak and feather case. You can see that... Oh, Max. You can see that her feather condition's a bit dodgy. She is okay. It's just that she has naturally dodgy feathers. So Max here is a fine specimen of a bird. So from that perspective, probably Loki is punching well above her weight. But we're a household in which consent matters. Yeah. Now listen, I'm going to have a chat with you two. Max, what you did before was good, but you only got 74 views in the shorts. Loki, on the other hand, when you did your little escape thing on the shorts, you got 3,000 views. So Max, what are you going to do to pick your game up? I don't know. Ironically, it's usually Max who gets all the views because there's a lot of Max the cockatoos out there, a lot of umbrella cockatoos by the name of Max. So if you Google Max the cockatoo, you'll get all of them. And I think that it works well for all of these cockatoos. They all get the views. Everyone cycles through all of the Maxes. But we do have a little bit of a joke. Well, in our house we have a joke. I'm not sure what the birds think of all of this. But I'm the stage manager, of course, making sure that these people have got all of their stuff. Sometimes Max requires his pellets to be ordered in size. And of course, when we get the water, it has to be pure Evian mineral water. Doesn't it? Yes. But only if you perform. Only if you perform. Isn't that right? We can't have you underperforming and then making all these demands. It's expensive. Yeah, that's right. Do all the cute stuff. That's good. By the way, he's scared of hands. So if I bring my hand out there, he's just like, no, they hate you. Because he's a bit of an abused bird, and so he's another rescue. These are both rescued, by the way. I didn't ever expect to own cockatoos. And they're not sort of being owned by me. They're sort of cohabiting. They're boarders. Are you even boarders? No. You're roommates, aren't you? Yeah, roommates. Roommates who I sometimes herd into a cage, basically. Yeah. But I'll leave you out for a little while. I want you to stretch your wings. Because even so, see these cages? These are massive, massive cages. But Max has got a wingspan of 1 metre, and so he still can't move his wings properly. So I like him to at least have a bit of a fly, at least get his wings out once a day. Yeah. The other thing about it is I've introduced Max and Loki, but I'm very worried about how they would interact, and I'm not entirely convinced that they wouldn't kill each other. So I'm not keeping them in the same cage. But when I'm certain that I can, if I'm certain I can, what I'll do is I will get these cages and I'll literally join them together. And that way Max will finally have enough room to stretch his wings. Yeah. That's my generalised idea anyway. Hopefully it all works out like that. Okay. So at any rate, what I'm going to do now is, I'll move over to here. You'll have to excuse a bit of the mess. Hopefully Max will get his stuff together and go for a fly. I think he usually does. I'm just looking for a dop stick over here so that I can dot the opals. They're all outside. I'm not going to go out with Loki on my shoulder. She's perfectly happy to stay with me, but if she freaks and flies, she came to me quite young. She'll get lost and she won't know how to come back. So it'll be quite tragic. She might not necessarily know even how to survive in the wild. So we're not risking it with her. I tried recall training, didn't work. Probably because I'm crap at doing recall training, so don't blame the bird. All right. So couldn't find a dop stick. I think that's where we're going to leave it. I need to go and get some dinner now. It's probably been like a million billion hours. Oh, hello. Hello. I'm still streaming, you know that, don't you?
I know. That's why I came down to realize the birds were. I thought, whoa.
Okay. This is one of my daughters.
You don't want that? No, you're happy up there, aren't you?
Well, yeah. She's busy being spaded by Max, and so she said, nah, I'm staying with him. All right. Hello.
I saw it on your shorts.
What? Oh, my.
Yeah.
I don't know what she has done wrong.
I've apparently killed his family or something.
Yeah, but she was the first person who ever got to pat him. But at some point on this journey, Max has decided, you know what? I despise you. Yeah, so I have no idea how that came about. At any rate, what I'm going to do is you need to go, what? Me too, because, well, I am her father, yes. Anywho, I am going to finish it here. I've been trying to finish for a while. I'm just a bit tired, so, a bit disjointed in my thoughts. So, goodbye, Loki. Goodbye, Max, wherever you are.
Matthew,
There you go. Goodbye, Tony, which is over there.
Goodbye to me.
Okay, goodbye, random child who I won't say the name of because you get upset about it. Goodbye, random child.
Goodbye, random people.
Okay, good. I think all of our goodbyes have been sorted out. Have a lovely day, everybody. Don't forget to like and subscribe on the way out if you like the content. I hate saying that, but that's just the way things roll nowadays, isn't it? Hooroo, have a lovely day. Dr. Phil out.